gloves, sharp pair of scissors, variety of Sharpies, a white marker since my letters are white, in just case I get Sharpie on the face of the letters, transparent tape, ruler, and like X-Acto blades. I got this. I picked this up at Harbor Freight for $3, and it comes just with a variety of blades. A cutting board or cardboard, and rubber sheets. I already used these, but I picked them up at Amazon. They come in a pack of 3s, so it's a 6x6, I believe, and they come in a pack of 3. And I picked up 2 sets, and I used all 6 of them. So I did top and bottom just to give you an idea of how many you'll need. I used acetone to clean the tires. You could also use alcohol, but I chose to go with acetone because it does a way better job of cleaning. And you can pick this up at Home Depot, like $5. And then just sandpaper, just to scuff it up a little bit, just so it sticks better. Tape, if you're using the acetone, just so you won't get any on your wheels or on your rims. Really important is super glue. So at first I went with this one, but a big mistake because it's white and you want it to be clear. And also the dry time is 30 to 60 minutes, and that's way too long. This one, it's clear and it dries in 10 seconds, so make sure you get one that dries really quick and then it's clear. And just an old towel just to clean the wheel. And if you're going to do this in the cold, make sure you pick up a heat dryer or a heat gun, because you do not want to apply this cold. Make sure it's applied like in warm weather, and if you don't, make sure you use a heat gun just so it sticks really good. The next step you want to do is you want to design your letters. The application that I'm using is Adobe Illustrator. You could use like Photoshop or anything else, but I chose to go with Adobe Illustrator, and I'm using the 1 week free trial. So if you guys want to do that also, you could do that. But I chose to go with Adobe Illustrator because I'm pretty familiar with it. I'm not too good, but pretty familiar with it. So if you're using Adobe Illustrator, I'm going to show you how I did mine. I just click create new, and it takes a little bit. So then you go over to print. I'm not like super good at this Illustrator, but like I learned a little bit about it. So I went with the width. I went with 14 inches. Then the height, I went with 5 inches. Because our letters are not going to be longer than 14 inches or higher than 5 inches. Just gives a little bit more room. And then I went with the landscape orientation. That's pretty much it. Just click create, and here it is. So the first thing I do is I click on view, you go on rulers and show rulers, and then it shows you like the length and the width. So like at first, like these were like different what the fuck do you call them, like different sizes, I guess you could say, like millimeters or some shit like that. So like at first, like mine were like in millimeters or some shit like that. So you right click it, you just right click on it and you can just change it. Let me go over to inches. So like this tells you like this is what is gonna help you like really like make like your letters like really good, like pinpoint accuracy shit. The next thing you want to do, what I did, you click the type tool and you just type whatever your letters are gonna say. So I'm just gonna do mine again. Stay gold. So the way I did it is I did one phrase on top and another phrase on the bottom of the tire. So I like to do just like separate each phrase with like each like have one phrase in one like little like project, like one like in one paper, I guess you could say, one page. But like if you want, you could like put like all of them like in this page, or put two or whatever you want. But I just chose to put one phrase in each page because that makes it a lot cleaner and a lot easier for me. So the next thing I did is I made this bigger. Go over here, make it to like 108. Yeah, that's good enough. And then right here, you could choose your font. I chose to go with impact. You could choose like hella of them, but I chose impact. Then you click over to that one. I forgot what the fuck it's called. Selection tool. I clicked that one, and then another important thing is you click and drag this, and you make it flush and even with the S and like with the letters. So like it's like barely touching it. A little bit more this way. It's kind of tricky, but that's good. All right, so that makes it like the ruler. You start right there. So as you can see, like the 0 lines up flushly with the S right here, and then the 0 is flush right there. So next, what I did is I just made this to size. So as you can tell in our past clip, I measured out my tire and how high I wanted my letters. So I put 2.3 inches, and then the length you could choose from 10 to 13 inches, just whatever you want. 10 inches is like pretty good. I went with 12 inches. No, I went with, I believe, 10.5 inches or 11 inches, like around there. But I wanted my letters to be 2.3 inches in the height. So you just measure it out. 2.3 inches is like right there. No, a little bit bigger. So that's good enough for that height. Then the length, like I said, I went with like 10 or 11 inches, which is like right there. So like that's right there, that's good. So the next thing I did is I highlighted it, went over to object, and I went over to transform, then shear, and then this, it makes it like how italicized you want it. I went with I went with 15 actually. So you could choose like how, just go to like 30, make it more italicized, 60, make it hella italicized, and just go and just like experiment with that. But I personally went with 15. I think that's pretty good. Then you just click OK, and as you can see, like it's not hella italicized, but it's italicized. It's not like super straight. That's just how I liked it. The next thing I did is go to the selection tool again. Then I went over to object, envelope, distort, make warp, and this is what makes your letters round. I went with 22%. Like I said, you could choose whatever you want. You could go up, make it more of a curve. I just went with 22%, and that's pretty much it. That's all I did. Let's bring it down a little bit more. So I like to measure out the letters first, because right now the letters are on a curve and they're italicized, so it's kind of hard to really measure them out. So that's why I did it first. Another important thing is I had to print my letters at Office Depot. You could go to FedEx or stuff, or any store that does that, but I went to Office Depot, and I got this printed out over there, because normal printer paper is I think maybe 11-10 inches or some shit like that, but obviously this wouldn't fit in normal printer paper, so I couldn't print it in my house. So I just went to Office Depot just to make it easier for me, and in order to do that, they told me, at least Office Depot, the guy told me, he was you need to save it as a PDF. So if you guys don't know how to do that, you just in Illustrator, just go over to File, Save As, then you click this drop down menu, go over to Adobe PDF, then you just name it whatever you want to name it. Just name it Staple PDF. Then you just click Save. Then you just press Save PDF. But I'm not gonna save it because I already have hella saved, and I don't want make hella junk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is all I did for the design aspect of the letters. And yeah, pretty simple. So once you get your the paper, long sheet of paper printed, you just cut it out with scissors. That's pretty much it. And I already cut mine out, and I'm going to show you how I did mine with the letter I. So all I did is I line it up and grab my tape. I just positioned it in place. And just rubber blades, and you could just mess around with which blades makes it easier for you. But I went with this one. And all these. So I chose these blades, but you could choose whatever floats your boat. Then you just cut it out. You just set this aside. And grab your Sharpie. I like to use the chiseled, the chiseled one, I think it's called, just so it makes it a lot easier. Then I would use this one for more complex letters, like the letter S. I would go the inside. But with this one, all you need to do is just color the edges, just so you can give it more better look. And here it is, it's ready to go. Then you just do all these letters. Once you're ready, you head outside and you glue them on. I'll see you guys there. Unfortunately, all the clips that I had for the application process got deleted, so I just refilmed this really quick, and I didn't actually apply the letters. I just show you how I did them. And what I did first is I took off all the little nips, I guess you could call them, from the tire, just so that the letters have a good smooth surface to stick to. Next, I grabbed painter's tape and I just covered the face of the rim, just because I'm using sandpaper and acetone, just so I won't ruin my actual rim. This beat fire though. Next, I grab my acetone and my towel. I just wet my towel with acetone and just thoroughly clean the tire, super clean, until you don't see no more black or dirt on your towel. And next, I grab my 150 grit sandpaper and I just scuff up the tire a little bit, just so the tire lettering has a good surface to stick to once again. And you can use any grit sandpaper. I just had 150 grit lying around in my house. Next, I just do a once over again with the acetone, just to get any more residue that the sandpaper left behind. And this is where I applied the letters. Obviously, this isn't an actual tire lettering. It's like the template I use out of paper. And so when you apply the glue, make sure you apply not too much but not too little, just right in the middle. And if you apply too much, the glue will seep through, and just clean it with a towel. It's not a big deal. And here, just measure out where you want it and apply pressure for a good 5 to 10 seconds until it dries, and that thing is not coming off. And this is the final product. So I forgot to close out the video today, but I just wanted to end with a couple of notes. So I got this idea from a video on YouTube, and I will link his video down in the description so you guys can check it out. This is just my tutorial and how I did mine. I did mine a little different than his, but it's mostly the same thing. So if you guys have any questions about the process, if you want to ask me, you could ask me in my Instagram. It's gonna be down in the description as well. I always put it down there, or towards the end of the video. That's it for today. I hope you guys have a great fucking day. Like always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.